photography. And today we're going to be going over a couple of great questions to ask your photographer next time you talk to them about your special event coming up. The first question is going to be, what are shots per hour and how many shots per hour do you take? The second question is going to be, out of those shots per hour, how many are deliverable? And the last question is going to be about what kind of creative styles you use on the photos that you deliver. Lastly, you can ask about photography rights of the portraits or the photos and who has the right to do what with them, who actually owns the picture. So, real short and simple, shots per hour go like this. How many shots can I take in an hour? Well, depending on the event, I might take more shots per hour than another event where I may take fewer shots per hour. Let's think about a small event with 10 people in it. If I'm taking 100 shots an hour, which is almost 2 photos a minute, then you're going to realize that a lot of those shots may be of the same people doing the same things, unless it's a very interactive event. If the event only has 10 people, but they're all racing, then you will have a lot of different shots of the people running around in circles. But if they're all trying to hit a piñata, then they're all going to be the same people trying to hit the piñata, just switching out the bat from time to time. So your shots per hour there may be high, but your deliverable shots, because they're so similar, may be lower. For example, for weddings, I usually do about 50 shots an hour, but deliver only 25 shots per hour in a final edited form. That generally means that for 4 hours of wedding, that the client can expect to have about 100 shots, maybe more, delivered to them that are in their final edited state. However, I take about 50 shots an hour, which means at a 4-hour wedding, I've probably got about 200 shots, and out of those I deliver about 100. Now, what's the difference between your shot per hour and your delivered shots? Well, my delivered shots will generally have some form of editing done to them. That will include color processing, as well as white balance, as well as individual photo retouching and blemishment removal. That's what I would consider light editing. The additional shots that are then processed as far as delivered to the client will have additional editing done to them, such as skin smoothing, teeth whitening, eyes whitening. If your buddy wore black socks and he was wearing a white suit, we might change those out. Or if he forgot his socks, or if somebody's brooch was wrong and you needed me to put a different brooch on, or for some reason someone showed up in the wrong color shirt and everybody was wearing light blue, maybe a teal, and they needed to be wearing something as a chartreuse or a purple, I would be able to then go in and artistically paint in the correct color for you to match the other paintings or match the other pictures. So those are your deliverable shots. They have quite a bit more editing done to them. So, what are shots per hour? Shots per hour are how many shots you can expect your photographer to take in an hour. What are deliverable shots? Deliverable shots are the shots that are actually delivered with an edited effect to them for color correctness. They are our production shots, what you would expect to have for print quality. The last part are creative styles. So what do you do to them in order to enhance the drama or the romance of the season? Well, it depends. Color saturations, monochromatic saturations can all be taken into effect. You can do some type of artistic style where you paint it, paint the color back in. That's been going on for hundreds of years before photography was even in color, and now we're digital, so it makes it a lot easier. So an artistic style is how many of the deliverable shots are you going to take and apply some sort of creative vision, the vision that you and your client should talk about, to the shot in order to get exactly what you want. Lastly, who owns the photography rights? The photographer does. I keep all of my copyrights, and all my clients receive a limited use copyright in order to be able to produce them. I also give a photographic release, so if they don't want to get them developed through me or printed through me, they can go wherever else they'd like. That's perfectly fine. If they do develop through me, I'll have specific options tailored to match the type of styles that I use on their photos, such as higher quality papers and inks through lab processing. So you're getting an emulsive paper, more like a traditional development, rather than just a photo ink printing on just a photo paper, even if it has some form of emulsion. So your photographer will know about all these, and these are those questions you should ask them. If you get to a point where you're asking your photographer and they don't know how many shots per hour they expect to take, or they don't really have an idea of what are deliverable shots per hour, it doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't good at photography. It means that they may be operating outside of the niche that they work in. Me, I like family portraits, so you can think of weddings, birthday parties, special events, karate tournaments. church organizations, Boy Scouts. Those are the types of things I enjoy photographing. People at play in the family environment. I like to catch that little moment where the boy skinned his knee and his mom is kissing it. That, for me, is really special. However, some photographers like to photograph sports or nature or landscapes or architecture. So each photographer will have a particular niche that they work best in and where their work really shines, and they'll be able to answer those questions for you there. So hey, I hope that helped you out. We're going to catch you on the flip side. I'm Rob. Find me over at Twitter at RobHammPhoto.